How would you know if you are overpaying or underpaying for a diamond? Obviously, everyone wants to actually underpay, right? Because that means you get more bang for your buck. But in today's episode, I'll be going over something very specific in terms of a diamond's cut grade so that you can determine for yourself whether or not you got a good deal or you got ripped off, right? So at the end of the day, if you're buying a natural diamond, a lab-grown diamond, or a Moissanite, understanding the cut grade is extremely important. So if that's important to you, make sure you tune in today's episode. A cut grade is very, very important. The cut grade is usually something that people kind of glimpse over, not really pay attention to, because typically they'll look at the clarity, the color, as well as the carat weight. But for some reason, the cut grade, they're not too familiar with what that means. However, it's actually one of the more important 4Cs, especially if sparkle is important to you, especially if brilliance is important to you, especially if scintillation is important to you. If you want more of that fire and brilliance, the sparkle, and if you're buying a diamond because you like that glitz and glam, then this is important, okay? And that is the reason why whether or not you'll know if you got a good deal or a bad deal. Now, based on the Gemological Institute of America, again, this is a school that I went to study gemology, to study diamonds, to study jewelry, to study design, okay? So if you are going to base it off of an institute like the Gemological Institute of America, it's important to understand that they grade a diamond based on the cut. And what does that mean? There are a couple of grades here. It's the excellent, which is the best, very good, good, fair, and poor. Now, if you are going to purchase a diamond that's graded, that's not in the Institute of Gemological Institute of America, then you may also see another cut grade called ideal. That said, it's just another way of saying excellent, right? So it's excellent, which is the best, all the way to poor, which is the worst. Which is the worst. All right, so you may ask, Michael, okay, we'll get to the point. What is a cut grade? A cut grade, again, determines how well balanced a gemstone is cut to maximize the sparkle of the gemstone. To really simplify it, that's all it basically means, okay? So when you are purchasing a diamond, if it's an excellent grade or a poor grade, it's extremely important to understand that obviously the price will reflect that. If you're purchasing a poor grade, it will be less expensive. If you are purchasing an excellent grade, it will be the most expensive. And if you're purchasing something in between, then the price will be somewhere in between. Now that said, what is a cut grade? A cut grade, all that basically means is that when a gemstone is cut, how proportionate is it? How well balanced is it? How is it determined from the master cutter to maximize that sparkle, the fire, and the brilliance of that gemstone? And it all comes down to the cut. And what that means is that if a gemstone is cut where it's more elongated from top to bottom, from the top of the table all the way to the bottom of the pavilion, but is very short on the width, then that might be a poor grade, where when light goes into the gemstone, it may bounce outside of the gemstone before it actually reflects back into your eyes. So that's why sometimes when you take a look at a diamond that's poorly cut, it may look very dull. So even though it might be large, which is the carat weight, even though it might have a nice color, which is from white to warm, even though it might have a clarity grade, such as a VS, VVS1, internally flawless, or flawless, it may still look dull. And the reason being is because you might have actually purchased a poorly graded or poorly cut diamond. Make sense? However, if a diamond is cut proportionately, then it's more balanced. When light enters the diamond, it will bounce around inside the diamond, reflect back out into your eyes. And that is what you're paying for, ladies and gentlemen. When you're purchasing a diamond, you are purchasing the sparkle, the fire, the scintillation, the brilliance of that gemstone. So when the diamond is cut nicely, when it's cut in a way where it's excellent in the excellent grade, then that sparkle will be maximized. Okay, so here are the factors that will determine whether or not a cut is excellent to very good to fair and to poor. What a gemological institute such as GIA will determine whether a cut is excellent to poor, they will determine a few factors. Number one, they'll determine the table percentage. What is the table percentage? It is the size of the table, or the top flat surface of the diamond, in relation to the overall size of the diamond. A proper table percentage will allow for maximum light to enter the diamond. Okay, so that's number one. The second one is called the depth percentage, which is the height of the diamond in proportion to the width. The diamond's depth percentage will affect how well it reflects light. So that's number two. Number three, the crown angle. It's the angle of the diamond's top facet in relation to its girdle. Okay, it affects the diamond's brightness. And then number four, the pavilion angle, which is basically the angle at the bottom of the gemstone, or in other words, it's the angle of the diamond's bottom facet in relation to its girdle. It affects the diamond's reflection and overall beauty. So you may ask, okay, well, these are some really fancy words and terminology, but Michael, man, get to the point. What does this even mean? Now, if you're asking, Michael, what are the exact numbers that I need to look for? I'm not going to be giving you those numbers in this episode. And the reason being is because it actually is not at a constant number. It changes depending on the diamond, depending on the proportions, depending on the angle. So for example, if you have a specific table percentage on one diamond, that will also determine that you need a different depth percentage as well as different crown angle as well as different pavilion angle for that diamond to be cut proportionally to have an excellent grade. Now, if you have a different crown angle in another diamond, then that depth percentage and table percentage and pavilion angle may also need to change in order for that diamond to have an excellent grade, right? So that's the reason why I can't just give you one number and say, hey, this is the number you're looking for, because every diamond has a different angle, every diamond has a different pavilion angle, every diamond has a different depth percentage, every diamond has a different table percentage. So depending on the diamond that you're looking at, it will determine which angle you need, pavilion or crown, what table percentage you need, or what depth percentage you need, right? But you know what? You could take all of that guesswork out as long as you purchase a diamond that's already certified. Meaning, it's already been sent to a lab, a gemological laboratory, not just GIA, but other laboratories that have actually really taken a look at the diamond, got it graded. And again, these, if you're purchasing from a reputable gemological institute that's graded the diamond from an actual reputable certification, then these diamonds are actually graded multiple times, not only by people, but by machine before it's actually has an output of a specific grade. So you can rest assured that it's already pre-graded for you. So you don't have to look at all these percentage crown angles and do all this math and have a headache about it. All you got to do is say, oh, this diamond is excellent, this diamond is poor, this diamond is very good, this diamond is fair, etc. And if the next time you were to purchase a diamond, let's just say you got, hey, I got a flawless diamond that is a colorless, a D color that is also a 3 carat, but I got a really good deal for it. Well, you might have gotten a good deal because it might be a poorly graded diamond. So in essence, did you have a good deal? Or the next time you might have purchased a diamond and say, hey, I only got a 1 carat and I got a VS and I got a G color. It's not the greatest, but I think I got kind of ripped off. I paid a lot for it. But did you really get ripped off? What if you got an excellent grade, right? So again, it's really important to understand the subject because I understand how it's like to purchase a diamond, okay? If you're in the market to purchase a natural diamond, if you're in the market to purchase a lab-grown diamond, if you're in the market to purchase a certified moissanite, I understand it could get rather expensive. So to understand the cut grade will hopefully help you out in your shopping process. Again, if you're new to the channel, my name is Michael from Fire and Brilliance. I run a business here called fireandbrilliance.com. Make sure you check out our website if you're in the market, and I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.